Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing some new terminology. We seem to be seeing all kinds of buzz phrases, buzzwords associated with Thai immigration in recent weeks and months during this COVID-19 phenomenon, whatever you want to call it. We have been a lot of new terminology, a lot of new language. The term travel bubble comes to mind. There's twinning countries. There's been all sorts of Safe and Sealed was another initiative that they were discussing with respect to immigration here in Thailand. And two new ones, the quote-unquote Phuket model and green lane arrangement, or green lanes. So this is from the print edition of the Bangkok Post on August 30th, 2020. Article is titled, "Little Backing for Government's Plan to Reopen. Islands Lukewarm on quote-unquote Phuket Model Amid Fear of Second Wave of Virus." And for those who are unaware, and we're gonna go through the little quotation here from the article, which is quite long, and I urge folks who are watching this to go ahead and read that article directly, as there's a lot of insightful information in there. But we actually started discussing, we weren't the first. Phuket News, as far as I know, started first discussing this. Phuket has come up with a model wherein tourists are going to be allowed in. There's going to be a preliminary quarantine period at an alternative state quarantine facility, which is basically a hotel, one of these resort hotels, and then they sort of, there's like a gradual easing of those folks' ability, the scope of their geographic ability to travel, etc., and the activities they can undertake in order to basically facilitate tourism in Thailand. But quoting directly from this article, the Phuket model has been proposed to reopen the province, and that's Phuket, in a quote-unquote new normal manner. And I have to be honest with you, I never love hearing the phrase new normal. I don't know what it is, but I just think it's kind of a silly phrase. Quoting further, Tourism and Transport Minister Pipat Ratchakiprakan said Phuket would be a pilot area where foreign tourists are allowed to travel. The plan suggests that foreign tourists be allowed to stay in a designated area of 1 kilometer radius on the island for 14 days before they can travel in other areas in the province if they test negative for the virus. If they want to visit other provinces, they will have to stay in quarantine there for another 7 days. Quoting further, the Phuket model will be adopted in 6 regions across the country if it is given the green light by the government. So that's what the Phuket model is. They are discussing, and I stress discussing, the possibility of implementing this initiative. This has not been promulgated. We have not seen a regulatory structure to this effect. The government has not said they are going to do it. They have stated that they are looking at it as one possible way of reintroducing tourists into the kingdom. Now, just to sort of editorialize briefly, do I think we're going to see this happen anytime soon? Candidly, I do not. And by anytime soon, I would say the near-term foreseeable future, which I call the next 6 to 8 weeks as of the time and production of this video, and even the publication. I don't see this happening for at least a couple of months. So, and even then, I don't know if it will happen. We have on this channel discussed other articles quoting other individuals in the government, and even with TAT and some other organizations who have stated that they think we're not going to see real tourism reopened until January or possibly February at the earliest next year. That's 2021. So again, a lot of speculation, but serious discussion, and it's certainly notable. So that's the Phuket model. That's what that buzzword, if you will, means. And then another article, this is from the Bangkok Post again, but bangkokpost.com. Article is titled, "Thailand, Singapore in Talks to Ease Business Travel Restrictions." Quoting directly, both permanent secretaries had productive talks on strengthening the resilience of supply chains and connectivity networks and agreed to expedite ongoing discussions to facilitate essential business travel through a reciprocal green lane arrangement, the ministry said in a statement released after the meeting, and that's the foreign ministry here in Thailand. Quoting further, a green lane travel procedure is an arrangement that safeguards public health between the two countries. And we have seen this discussed previously. It was once called travel bubbles, the quote-unquote safe and sealed initiative. I heard it called a green corridor. Actually, pretty quickly after this whole thing went down, they were talking green corridors. So this green lane, it's another term for that. It's basically sort of stovepiped or closed lane between two countries wherein travel is facilitated under rather strict protocols to try to mitigate or totally forestall transmission from country to country. Now, whether or not this will come to pass, much like the Phuket model, it remains to be seen. But we will keep you updated on all of this on this channel as the situation progresses.